Hello, welcome to Lunch with Lee. Today's Friday. We're talking about dryer vents, and specifically a conversation I had with a customer today about dryer vent booster fans. And when do you actually need one? Do you need one? And many customers don't even know what a dryer vent booster fan even means because people don't need them. Unless your dryer vent is excessively long, has too many turns, you don't need one. And if built correctly, most people don't. But in some areas, they're way longer than code and have too many elbows, so that you need something to speed up the air inside your dryer vent to get air to the outside. The rule right now in Houston is effective length of the vent, and I'll explain what that means a little later, needs to be less than 35 feet. And effective means every 90-degree elbow, you have to add 5 feet to the length, and every 45, it's 2.5. And this all assumes that it's galvanized metal vent, it's 4 inches round, all that stuff. If yours is square or too small or too big, all bets are off. But if yours is a correct vent, effective length is supposed to be less than 35 feet. If your vent is too long and your dryer doesn't have enough power to get air to the outside, and I say that because there's also something in there that says if your dryer allows for longer vent runs, your vent is allowed to be longer. The problem is if you sell the house and the dryer goes away, now your vent is no longer code. So depends what's important to you. But there is a fan that you can put in line with your vent that sort of sucks air towards the outside so your dryer doesn't have to work as hard. That dryer comes with issues. The actual booster vent comes with issues, meaning there's more maintenance involved and it has to be installed correctly. So it should have a way for maintenance, it should be able to turn the power off somehow with a switch or with like unplugging it. And you should be able to take it somewhere or be able to remove it to maintain it properly. Some of the actual fans will be hardwired into the electrical system. And if they don't have an off switch, how do you service it and turn the power off to safely service it? And the answer is you really can't without turning the power off to your whole house. You should be able to not do that. The next one is, if it's hardwired in and it has a wall switch where you turn it off, is there enough slack in the electrical lines to actually properly service it? And sometimes there's not. The ideal way, in my professional opinion, to have this installed is there needs to be a plug nearby. So you plug in the fan, and when you need to service it, you unplug it, the power's off, and then you can remove it, take it to a convenient place, service it, put it back in, metal tape around each side, plug it back in, and you're ready to go. Most of the fans also turn off and on with there's a little pressure thing with a little tube that goes into the vent. That little tube will get UV rays, will get crispy, and will fall apart. If that falls apart, your fan no longer works. That tube is pretty easy to replace, but just indicates there is maintenance that goes along with these fans. So also the fan has a lifespan. It will eventually stop working. So when it comes to dryer vent booster fans, if you can, don't get one. If it will just work, make it just work. We don't want to put those in unless we absolutely have to. There's no other choice. In Houston, there are certain municipalities that will tell you that you're not allowed to have a fan, that you need to build the laundry room correctly, the vent correctly, and that the fact that you have to put that fan in means that you didn't design it correctly and you just need to design it correctly, which is kind of a problem when the vents and the laundry room's already where it is. So That's Booster Fans. If you have any questions, call us. We can always do all the inspections, figure out if it's correct. We can get you on a maintenance plan so that we can maintain the fan correctly, or teach you how to do it so you can maintain the fan correctly. There are multiple different types of fan that require different amounts of maintenance. It all just depends. Also, it depends on access to the fan. Sometimes there's a little cubby where you can barely fit your hands in, and it's above your head in the ceiling, which is really, really hard to maintain. So we can help you get through all these things and figure it out. So sometimes the lower maintenance fans won't fit in the same little cubby hole because they're too big. They're bigger. So when it comes to dryer vent booster fans, don't do it unless you have to. They can be a little bit of a pain. But if you have no other option, sometimes they can make an unworkable system work. So that's dryer vent booster fans. All you people recovering from the hurricane, stay strong. I know we just got our water back at our office because we have a well, and when the power turns off, it does weird things to wells. So we just got our power back. We still have a power line down on top of a metal fence, which is down too. So we're right with you. We understand it's been a pain. Stay strong. It will get better, and we will sort of succeed together. So please like it, share it. We want to help as many people as possible and help you with that dryer vent booster fan. Thanks.